One day, the abomination of desolation will take place. There's going to be mass deception. When the Antichrist does the abomination of desolation, even many church-going Christians could be deceived if they are not among the elect. And if you believe it already took place, or if you believe it is in the future, but you believe you will be raptured before then, you might fall for the deception. Therefore, we need to understand what it is, and to do that, we have the Bible to help us. In Matthew chapter 24, verses 15 through 20, it says, "So when you see the abomination of desolation spoken of by the prophet Daniel standing in the holy place, let the reader understand. Then let those who are in Judea flee to the mountains. Let the one who is on the field not turn back to take his cloak. And alas for women who are pregnant and for those who are nursing infants in those days. Pray that your flight may not be in the winter or on a Sabbath." In this passage, it says to let the reader understand. And it's important for the reader to understand because people are fleeing right when it happens. Right now, we have some understanding of what it's going to be, and I made a video of some of those details. So I will put a link of that video in the comments. But this video is more focused on why it's important and where it fits in with other end-time events concerning timing. In Daniel chapter 12, verses 11 and 12, it says, "And from the time that the regular burnt offering is taken away, and the abomination that makes desolate is set up, there shall be 1,290 days. Blessed is he who waits and arrives at the 1,335 days." The passage about timing we just read is both specific and vague. The number of days is specific, but it isn't clear what is happening on these day markers. But I would still be mindful of them, particularly if you are alive on earth when it happens. But you need to know we aren't going by our calendar. We're going by the Bible, where a time and times and half a time in Revelation 12:14 means 1,260 days based on Revelation chapter 12, verse 6, meaning a time is 1 year, times is 2 years, and half a time is half a year, meaning 3.5 years is 1,260 days in biblical prophecy. Now, the abomination of desolation takes place at the midpoint of the tribulation per Daniel chapter 9, verse 27, as discussed in my previous abomination of desolation video. So 1,290 days appears to be 30 days after the tribulation period is over, unless it means the abomination of desolation is going to be 1,290 days after the daily sacrifices are taken away. As for the 1,335 days, it could be the second coming if it's counting from the abomination of desolation, but if it's counting from when the daily sacrifices are taken away, it could be telling us when the rapture is going to happen. Of course, I think the regular burnt offerings are going to end at the same time the abomination that makes desolate is set up, which is why I think I agree with the picture on the screen. But some things need to happen before Jesus comes. In 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verses 1 through 4, it says, "Now concerning the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ and our being gathered together to him, we ask you, brothers, not to be quickly shaken in mind or alarmed, either by spirit or a spoken word, or a letter seeming to be from us to the effect that the day of the Lord has come. Let no one deceive you in any way, for that day will not come unless the rebellion comes first, and the man of lawlessness is revealed, the son of destruction, who opposes and exalts himself against every so-called God or object of worship, so that he takes his seat in the temple of God, proclaiming himself to be God." These verses tell us the rebellion must come first, and that the man of lawlessness is revealed. I believe the rebellion is a falling away within Christianity. I don't know if it will be because of lack of understanding gospel principles like how salvation works, or if it will be failure of understanding key end-time prophecies, or perhaps a combination of both. But we do know that a lot of people will fall for the Antichrist, who in this passage is referred to as the man of lawlessness, and he is going to take his seat in the temple of God and proclaim himself to be God. And when he does that, I think that's the abomination of desolation. And when the Antichrist does this, the Great Tribulation will begin. And I will discuss some elements of the Great Tribulation in my next video. But if you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and I encourage you to subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next video.